Alright guys, doing a video today on how to do the clean air mod on a 636 B1H and there's two types of this mod. There's one for performance and there's one for stunt bikes. This is the stunt bike version. So the reason that you're doing it is so the oil from your crankcase breather is not going to go into your airbox when the bike is in a position it shouldn't be, and then you're not going to hydrolock the engine due to it being filled with oil. So this is basically going to save you having to replace your engine or your engine getting filled with oil. So if you look here, there's a bolt there for the front of the tank. You're going to take that out. You're going to take your seat off as well. Obviously I've already done that on this. So your tank lifts up. Now if you're lucky, you'll have the little thing that keeps your tank in place. If you're not, then you'll do what I'm doing now, and you'll just slap a couple of bungee cords loosely on there. So that's going to hold the tank up for me. So up that comes. You'll see you've got another bolt here for the top of the airbox. Take that out, unplug this sensor, then lift the box out. So when you lift the box out, which is connected to here, and you got this hose which is connected to here. Ignore the plastic part on the end of it, that's not normally there. I've just gone and bought the parts to do this mod, and the guy who sold me the hoses just plugged that in to make sure it fitted. So you take the airbox off. Now before we get onto the bike, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to block that hole there, and you're going to want to block that hole there, because we're not going to be using these anymore. Look in here, we've got a crankcase breather and we've got our valve cover breathers. There's two here. Some guys are removing this unit here and just going for a straight T-piece. Through reading online, I've learnt that I don't need to actually replace that. I can keep that in place. So this pipe here and this pipe here, I'm going to want to connect together. So, or the alternative is to just run one whole new bit of pipe in between them. I've gone for the option of linking them. So here is my new bit of pipe, and alright, so there's my original bit of pipe. There's the bit extra. There's the bit extra that I've put on this length here, and now I'm going to connect this into the crankcase breather. So I'm now linked my valve and my crankcase breather together. All that's on one pipe now. See that? There's one connection. There's two connections. Make sure you've got no kinks in the hose. You don't want to get a build up of pressure because of that. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's going to tuck over there like so. Okay, so one thing someone did say to me is put a little slit in this over here, and it's just going to stop if you get any build up in pressure. So I'm going to make a little crosshair slice into that. Okay, so I think that's just to stop a pressure build up. So next thing is this little hose here needs to be unplugged. It goes to the throttle bodies, and I need to put a screw down the end of that. So I've pulled that off of there. I've plugged it with a screw. That's going to stop it taking in air. So that's that part done. My hoses are linked together. So just to recap, that was attached to the airbox, that was attached to the airbox. This is my link going across. This was on the back here. I've pulled that off. I've put a screw down the end of it. I haven't seen this done too many places, so research this if you want to, but I've also put a slit in here to stop the pressure building up too much. And then the last thing to do is to block the holes here and here on the airbox, and that should be the mod complete. I've plugged both the holes in the airbox. See, there's one there, there's one there. Luckily I had a screw that was quite a tight fit, and I've managed to wind it into there, and I've used a nut and a bolt on that one.